Hello, I'm Mike Brearley. I'm very pleased to be involved in the Weekend Warrior video series, which is aimed at encouraging safety at cricket. As you'll see, Michael Vaughan, the England captain, Marcus Trescothick, his opening partner, Peter Gregory, the England team doctor, and Frank Kemp, the operations manager at the ECB, will also be contributing to this video. I hope you enjoy the video, and I wish you all the best for your cricketing career and for a safe cricketing career.
The long room at Lord's, and a fitting place to begin our look back at the roots of protective wear in cricket. Here we see a painting of Nottinghamshire cricketer George Parr, painted in 1850. With overarm bowling just about to be made legal, George had a set of pads made by a local upholsterer. If you look closely at the splendid result, you can clearly see the string and bows that were used to bind the padding to his legs. Sited just behind the pavilion at Lord's is the MCC Museum, home of some of the most fascinating cricket memorabilia, including the Ashes. As well as many fine paintings, there are cabinets and cases of artefacts that will amaze you. Amongst them, this fine example of leg protection, fashioned from leather, cane and horsehair padding, once the property of the famous Australian batsman Victor Trumper, one of the very few batsmen ever to hit a ball clear over the Lord's Pavilion from the wicket. This painting shows hands being protected by heavy leather boot soles attached to the backs of kid leather gloves. Development saw gloves with more flexibility, each finger with its own heavy leather protection, and bare palms to prevent a sweaty grip. Over the years, the padding evolved from leather, horsehair and rubber pimples to the more modern foam-filled gloves with leather palms. With bowling speeds today reaching 100 miles an hour, we cricketers all owe gratitude to England player Mike Brearley for having the foresight and nerve to don the first head protection used in professional cricket.
It started in 1976 when England were playing the West Indies, where these questions came to mind more readily than against other teams. And Tony Greig was captain of the England team. We were playing a test match at Nottingham, and he suggested he'd found this man whose name, I can't remember his first name, but I think his second name was Swanning. And he was a man who specialised in making protective gear for children with epilepsy. He made both of us a plastic, sort of strong plastic skull cap to wear under the hat, which protected the temples and some parts of the head. And I wore it against the Australians the next season. Tony Greig didn't, but I did. Well, I couldn't but be aware of the publicity because people paid quite a lot of attention to it. Some people were scathing about it. Dennis Compton, I remember, was very scathing about it. But I expect that people who wore pads for the first time had the same problem, and now everyone wears pads to bat cricket. So at first I was a bit nervous about it. I thought people might react badly. I thought the Australians might be scornful too. I didn't discover till the end of that whole series of 5 test matches in England. Rodney Marsh said, well, we think it's very, very sensible, it's just not substantial enough. We need something better. And within another year, almost everyone was wearing them. As to my confidence, once I got used to wearing it and got over the innovative anxiety, it made a lot of difference to me. I felt I could be more confident, I could play the hook shot with more confidence. I remember that in one visit to Australia, we were playing a test match in Melbourne, and we read in the press that over that weekend of that test match, 2 children, I think I'm right, had actually been killed playing cricket. One fielding very close to the bat and one batting. And I remember thinking, it's crazy. It's really quite crazy, the ball, for somebody to die because they're standing too close or they haven't got a helmet on, it seems tragic and awful and avoidable.